It was
funny.
girl,
We were talking to your dad just a couple weeks ago, and he is so proud of you.
Is he?
Like, ridiculously. He probably tells you, I'm sure, but, he was, in fact, remember?
Yeah.
She was in the movie. And he was talking about this movie and you being in it, and he was just, super proud. So.
Oh, that's very nice to know. I haven't seen him in so long. We've both been working away.
Oh, that's great.
It's been a good few months.
So you didn't think you were going to get this part at first? Because there's something written about you sitting in there with some other handsome guys.
No, I wasn't sitting.
Oh, I don't have a chance.
I wasn't sitting in there. I did the audition, and I actually forgot my lines 12 times.
Oh.
Whoa.
In the audition. Now, sometimes...
How'd you get a callback?
Very good question. You sort of over-prepare and you're sitting outside, and it's always for the parts you want. You go in there, and the producer, the director, and Saoirse Ronan, I suddenly got nervous. Forgot the lines 12 times. Then, fortunately, it started to go really well. So I came out of the room going, I'm not sure. I don't know how that went. I don't know if I made a good impression. But then there was a thing leaked online, which my friend sent me, which had 6 names for both Jared and Ian. And some of them were big hitters, all muscly and sort of American handsome looking, tans, that kind of thing. And I thought, why are they going to cast me? I'm English and skinny.
But you're living underground, so that's okay if you're not tan.
That was the only inconsistency in the book, I thought. They all lived underground and they ate nothing but wheat, and yet they were all built like tanks.
Well, don't forget the canned goods.
Canned goods. Yes, that's the key to a healthy diet. Canned
Exactly.
goods.
Were you a sci-fi fan, like either movies or sci-fi book fan? Or?
Books. And books and sort of short stories. Arthur C. Clarke used to be my big favourite.
Oh, me too.
He used to write these short stories in science journals, which started being rehashed by a magazine in London. But there was this one in particular called Childhood's End. I don't know if any of you
They try to make that. That's been through so many ramifications in Hollywood because they can't seem to get it made.
Well, I was talking to Jake about this yesterday. If you've got a good director and a good budget, you have such a stunning movie.
Now we have the effects to do it. We never did before in the past. That's the thing.
It's a movie similar to ours in concept. I mean, not similar, but sort of the same ballpark. Aliens come, everyone thinks it's doomsday, but in fact they stick around for 30 years, and their ultimate intention, which they gradually reveal, is to kind of kick us into the next stage of evolution. Which is an interesting idea.
Really cool. So what concept did you like about the script on this and the story that kind of intrigued you to want to be in it?
Well, I think the idea of a kind of benevolent human alien invasion is something that we don't often see. It's always the White House and the Empire State Building being blown up in spectacular fashion. But, the idea that it's already won, they won, we are no longer at the top of the food chain. I think it throws up some interesting questions about how we as humans conduct ourselves. We get a lot of questions, Team Ian, Team Jared. Of course we do, but I think the more interesting question is Team Human, Team Alien. And I think Andrew does it in such a way, and Stephanie's written it in such a way that at the end of the film, it's sort of 50-50. I mean, their intentions are good. The only thing they do, basically, is a global act of genocide. But outside of that, once you're over that, once you've forgiven them for that, their intentions are good.
Well, when you signed up for this, did you have any concerns or hesitation that this would be, compared to the whole Twilight thing? And, considering what happened with the trio there in terms of being stalked by the paparazzi everywhere they go, was that any concern of yours of becoming that kind of,
Phenomenon.
that kind of fame, it's...
So I so many different ways to answer this. I'll try and answer in a few different ways quickly. One, when I did a film called Red Riding Hood, I was told by a lot of people that was the next Twilight. It wasn't. I saw an article in the New York Times which had the title was, which of these 12 films is going to be the next Twilight? Now, there was a list: Hunger Games, Beautiful Creatures, The Host. There was a load of them. And the only common denominator between them was that they had a sort of young cast, and it was fictitious. That was the only common denominator. I think Twilight was unique to itself. There was already a hype before the cameras started even roaming. The Host has support, but not on the same level. And when I saw Stephenie Meyer's name on the script, I was hesitant instantly, because Red Riding Hood, amongst many others, had tried to replicate the formula that Stephenie has bottled somewhere. So I thought maybe she's tried to do it again here. But I was sort of relieved to discover that The Host, I think, is a step up in terms of writing, without meaning so patronising. But also, I think
there's more at stake, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot more ideas.
For a lot more people.
For a lot more people. It's not just one big demographic, but it's a lot of demographic. I think a lot of people could enjoy this film.
What was that? Well, so that was one. What was the other two things that you said were?
Well, I think it was the Red Riding Hood one,
Uh-huh.
the constant comparisons to Twilight,
Okay.
the other, and my hesitancy at seeing Stephanie's name.
Mm-hmm.
But people are more fascinated by the phenomenon that Twilight caused. I think that's what when they say, "Is this the next Twilight?" I think that's what they mean.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the next?
People need to stop saying that because it's death. So, any funny moments? You guys are so serious most of the time because let's face it, it's not fun in there underground and with a girl. So, did you guys have any really funny moments on set? Just tell me a funny one that kids can get into.
God,
Something silly happened, or
something silly happened. We're always messing around. It's the great thing about having a young cast, and we had William Hurt to control us out of line because he was Jay, by the way.
No, I bet.
Jake discovered Jake. I hate insects. I had a moth in my trash can in my trailer, but it could have been. I thought it might have been a bat. It sounded much bigger than a moth. I called Jake in to get rid of it because he's American. He can do that kind of thing. He came in and got rid of it, and since then, plastic insects kind of show up every now and then.
you probably put it in the trash can.
And he also tweeted. He's got thousands of followers on Twitter, and he tweeted. Come to the book signings and throw plastic insects at Max. So that happened.
Oh my God! Maybe that's-
So the first time, because frankly, those book signings, you never know who you're going to meet.
Oh yeah.
We met a girl who filed her teeth down to have fangs. So you never know who you're going to meet.
Did you ever get him back for that?
No, I haven't. Stephanie's done a couple of things to him, but I haven't yet.
So, what was the deal with this love quadrangle? It's really a quadrangle because of the two.
We've had quartets.
Did you guys just laugh? It seems like you would be laughing with all the kissing going on, and it seems like it would. You'd have to straighten up now because it's so. It's not ludicrous. It's just unusual as hell.
Yeah.
So how did you handle your role as the guy who's in love with her soul? Not this body's not bad, but I love the soul.
No, that's. I love the body and Melanie within
Yeah.
this.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. You love her, but all right. I know you're the other guy.
See,
I'm sorry.
no, it's
I read too
confusing.
many books on it.
It's confusing.
But okay, how did you feel though when she's
Kissing
getting
him.
shared and somebody else likes the other person in there?
Well, we get asked this quite often, but I think it makes for quite a boring answer. Fortunately, me and Jake are really good friends, and we're really good friends with Saoirse, and there's a lot of laughter and humour on set. So there wasn't jealousy, and there wasn't sort of one-upmanship. It was, as awkward as love scenes always are. The first one's always tough. When you've got a camera lens here and you hear someone go, "Kiss her better!" Devour her! Jesus. Something like that. It's a bit awkward, but you get past it.